Yeah, we do.
Why didn't Santiago do the introduction? Because he's really good at these things.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one lined up.
See what I mean?
Okay, so today, unfortunately, Emmanuel isn't with us, so I will do your average, your generic podcast intro where we ramble a bunch of shit, and then one of you guys says, "This is probably the worst intro we've ever done." Then Alex goes, "Welcome, everyone. How are you guys doing? I'm here with
Amity,
Alex,
and me, Santiago." So yeah, that's how we start off the podcast.
This is in my face.
So yeah.
Sorry, it's making me sad.
Right, there we go. Is that better?
I quite like that.
Did you address them?
Hey guys, we got visuals today because the person that wasn't here last week is here now.
He made it.
And we got visuals now.
He made it.
Yeah, we're good.
What a hero. We love you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I've never met Santiago before.
Exactly, never met Amity either. It's very, very humbling, to be honest, to put that team together. And this is why I want to get into the thing, yeah, because last episode, you guys will put me on blast for not being here.
Yeah.
And it's just mad because really, like, I'm going to sabotage the whole thing.
We have to put Emmanuel on blast.
It's just mad.
Yeah,
no, Emmanuel's a sweetheart. He didn't say nothing. But you didn't know me and you were like, you hate me. And it's just mad because...
joking.
I know. Listen. What I'm trying to say, it was very heartwarming to hear it. You know, I was at home, laying in bed, listening to that, and I thought, let me hear what my team is up to. And they're just roasting me. I'm thinking, great, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because, like, obviously, the viewers, they never know what's going on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And you know what else we didn't know what's going on behind the scenes? The FYRE Festival.
Hey, that's an intro.
That was great.
That was a great segue.
An average intro. All right.
So, for those that haven't watched it, I advise you to watch it now. FYRE Festival, the festival that never happened on Netflix.
And on Hulu. FYRE Fraud on Hulu.
Oh,
is it? There's another one.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
You've not watched the Hulu one?
Nah.
I watched both because the one on Netflix was made. You know, Fuck Jerry. That was in the documentary.
Fuck Jerry.
Yeah, the ad agency that do all the memes and shit.
Nah.
It was in the documentary.
Fuck Jerry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, they helped make the Netflix.
Fuck Jerry?
Yeah.
Sorry, I watched this whole thing.
I think it's a social media management company.
Yeah, the ones that are in charge of...
F-U-C-K Jerry?
Fuck Jerry, yeah.
What?
I know.
Is that trademark?
It's catchy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
So go on.
So they helped make the Netflix one. Yeah. So there's a bit of,
conflict of interest.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Like, I just find it really convenient how they just happen to have a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage for the documentary.
Yeah, following them around, interacting with everyone.
But to be fair, they actually wanted that. Like, Billy, like Billy. Billy wanted that, everything to be documented.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he was doing the promos, he needed that because he had no idea what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
He needed all that promotional footage.
But can we say this though?
Yeah, go on.
FYRE Festival could have been something amazing.
Yeah.
If it was done right.
Mm-hmm.
If it was actually done right. Like, it had so much potential to be something good. And it turned to shit. But can we really be mad?
Well, I'm not mad. I didn't pay.
Yeah.
It's so far removed from me.
Exactly.
I don't care.
It's just interesting. Like,
I woke up one day to see
I didn't
the
feel
pictures.
sorry for the people that lost their money.
Not.
You know, I didn't really care. Like,
I didn't feel sorry for them, but I felt annoyed that they got played. You know, I didn't feel sorry for them because none of them even seemed to really be that bothered. You know, they were just like, "Oh yeah, man, like I just spent like 12 grand on this little ticket, and I got this and I got that," and we turned up and we were like, "Oh, how do I get home?" But you know, my followers, and you're like, well, if that was me, I'd literally be crying because like I've spent my life saving.
Some of these people spent like crazy amounts on tickets, and I'm just like, rotted. You guys have money to burn.
They weren't even like too amped about the fact that they were given like these refugee tents.
Mm-hmm.
When they were getting like private yachts and that.
They were laughing about it on the bus.
Yeah.
We were getting there, like, what? No, I'm never coming back here next year. Like, how would you even say this year? You know?
I'm not taking. It just seemed like they seemed so far removed from actual reality.
Yeah.
Like, you're paying crazy amounts. Let's not get it twisted. Like some of the tickets went up to like £250,000 pounds, dollars, and like the lowest was in the thousands. So this is not like small money. Like you could just
festival.
Yeah, like people are getting pissed off of overpaying like 190. Was a 3-day weekend at Wireless this year. Yeah, £190.
Yeah. Is it not normally like that?
I don't know. I never bought a. I bought a 2-day. This time
without
around.
me mad. They all snaked me. Went and ordered their tickets and even caught me.
Well, I got 2 in it just in case.
What? So you can go on one day and I can go on another?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that one still. Alright. Back to FYRE Festival. So you're paying crazy amounts and it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it, and you don't seem to care. Like you care more about the fact that you lost money.
There is a true fact in that they did pay to go and see Blink 182, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who they are. I don't even know if I just got their name right.
Well, no, they didn't care because
I care because I listen to Blink and it.
No, but you know that one guy with the male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
That guy, they were
that
like,
white guy.
Before he got on the flight, they were like, oh, Blink 182 cancelled. You still want to go? He's like, yeah, I don't care. He still went. And that's the guy who, you know, the guy that got the $5 million lawsuit at the end. Yeah, that same guy. Like he went with a friend, and the friend told him that Blink 182 cancelled.
Yeah, because they said they couldn't give you the performance that they deserved. But when you don't know what a Blink 182 performance is meant to be like, I guess you don't know. I bet
How are they meant to be like
punk rock, innit? No, but I bet you I could play a few of the songs and you'd know.
Really?
Punk rock?
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, I used to listen to them when I was.
But that confused me because they were giving off this like really like
urban vibe.
Yeah, urban vibe to get like a rock band. It just seemed
a bit weird. Yeah.
It seemed like
maybe it was just an alternative option.
But there was only one stage.
You don't think Blink 182 is a band that someone could like as a first?
No, they could.
That's probably what they went for, because there was also Major Lazer. And
yeah, good music, and apparently Kanye West was meant to be there.
Oh, I'm dead.
But what I really want to talk about with the FYRE Festival is the social influencers that kind of push this.
Yeah.
And how much these people were getting paid to talk about something.
How they got
well, it's definitely like knowing that they have so much influence, they can do whatever they want, and that's what Billy, right? His name's Billy. He's so good at that. Yeah. He's so good. Like, he's just a very clever guy. He knows what he needs. He knows how to promote. Yeah. He knows how, like, social media and stuff works. So it's a shame that he went and frauded everyone, because it's like he could have done a lot. So with the social influencers now, they just brought everyone in. Yeah. And then I'm looking at these microphones, the orange. Do you remember the orange square?
The orange tiles.
Billy's like, just post an orange tile, and they did it. 250,000. If he spent that money, he could have used like one of those influencers to pay all of the people on the island to do the work. Yeah. It's mad.
I think the money went to the wrong places.
Yeah.
And he was trying to, if he just stuck to the initial idea, instead of trying to create this like luxury style thing, like people already going to like this gorgeous island to go listen to music. That's luxury in itself. Because where else would we go? You'd go in Coachella. You'd be going to Burning Man. You'd be going to whatever other festivals in America. That's not like it's America. It's your home. Like this is places you can just go on a whim. But you're going to Great Exuma. This is now out. This is like it's
next
nice.
Level.
Exactly. This is a great place to go. Like the weather's nice. Exactly. So already you're giving them an experience coupled with music. I don't think you need to be giving them villas. You need to be giving them X, Y, and Z. If people are willing to do camping to go Coachella.
Do you have to camp?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like Reading Festival. And
I guess, but I think that's what Billy was trying to do. He wanted to create
this
the
luxury
new thing, kind of like a resort, festival
what I wanted
resort.
to say. Like, I don't want to defend him because he's a pussy, but Billy, he actually did want to set up a festival.
Yeah.
And the only people that he technically committed fraud against was the investors.
Yeah.
By lying to them. And I'll tell you where it all went wrong, was when they had to move to another island. Why did they move to another island?
Because
the rules was Don't mention Pablo Escobar.
And
as a Colombian, you fucking deserve it. Why are you mentioning Pablo Escobar for? You had one job.
That is so
you funny. You fumbled the bag. You just had to not really mention Pablo Escobar.
And they had the island secured,
They already had a plan for that.
But if he almost saved himself, because if he had mentioned if he hadn't mentioned Pablo Escobar and he'd been able to stay on that island and he had brought over the amount of people that he wanted to, there could have been like very serious health and safety issues, like deaths and stuff. So really, kind of saved himself a little bit.
Yeah, because one of the guys that kicked off the team, it was like, "Yo, this is not gonna work." Yeah, on the island they originally planned. Yeah, the pilot said, "Yeah, this isn't gonna work, G." And I think
this is the fact that
you've got an
this isn't gonna work. They're like, yeah, we don't need to input anything. Go back home.
Fuck off. Another problem is that the time scale they gave themselves wasn't enough.
I was a bit confused. How long in advance did they actually start setting up the island? Because they didn't.
Yeah, it was weeks.
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember his name. Andy. I think it was.
The Asian guy.
No, not the older guy with the thing.
Oh, the gay.
The gay guy.
The gay guy.
He was lovely. He was lovely. Oh my god, I just remember.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Minimum a year. Yeah,
exactly.
Minimum. And they were doing it like 8 weeks.
Honestly, I think if you had just pushed back the festival and said, "Yo, could we put out like a letter or something to the people who bought the tickets saying festival will still happen, but we underestimated the planning that it would take to give you guys the best festival we can." I'm sure your fans would understand.
Seth, see, I'm even getting him confused. Seth MacFarlane, Billy McFarlane.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys. Like, it was weird. He has a weird dynamic because it's like he's so smart and business orientated, but it's like everything he does, he has to offset it with a scam. And it's like you don't have to offset it with a scam. Like you could have just admitted to everyone that it wasn't gonna work. You've done too much. But he was so like, remember they were saying how he wanted that lifestyle and he wanted to portray himself. Like, it's like he wanted to portray that he could do it, but sometimes like you're not there yet. Just admit that you failed.
Admit defeat sometimes.
And
learn from
honestly,
And I don't know how Ja Rule wasn't telling him, bro, this ain't gonna work, you know?
Because Ja Rule was just
out here.
I love how Ja Rule is still hot. He actually, you know, like at the end, when they were like, he set up. There was the creative director for FYRE Media for the app was the guy with like the mohawk guy. I'm not talking about him. He actually ended up working with Ja Rule, and they actually ended up creating the app.
I know, Neil,
and that's recently recently launched. Icon.
What's that about?
So that was meant to be the same concept as FYRE, as in the whole booking the talent for your party.
FYRE Festival was meant to be.
How did Ja Rule get away with it?
Because he wasn't really like
he was just he was kind of
like a face of it.
He was like the models.
I know he wasn't like showing the documentary, but like he was definitely kept up to date with anything. Because in the whole conference meeting at the end, he was like, "Nah, this isn't fraud. I would call it false advertising. False advertising."
But you've got to admit, right? If we were sitting here today and we were working towards something, and Alex kept telling you, "No, this is gonna work. We're doing the podcast on this day. Everyone's gonna be there." To some extent, if he's telling you that, you're gonna listen because there's too much weight on your shoulders. And as he was saying, dangling a little carrot of their paycheck in front of them.
You did say that. Yeah, you're right.
What are you gonna do? You've been working for like.
Let's talk about the hero, Andy. Andy the hero.
Andy the man.
Man was willing to suck dick so this festival could happen.
I know.
I hope you bastards appreciate this man. I mean, to be fair, he's gay, but that's regardless. He was willing to suck dick to get people water. Do you know what this reminds me of? Have you seen an episode of Boondocks where it was like, booty is more important than water?
No. Alright, just on that, I'm going to watch it for sure.
Yeah, there's an episode. It's called Booty Warrior.
Booty Warrior.
Yeah, it's about prison life in America.
I swear Andy was just like a family friend as well. He was good at that kind of stuff because that's what he did.
Well, he was just knew each other. A whisperer. Like he was just there to kind of
help him
if he needed any
management.
And then it just turned out
the whole weight of the shoulders fell on him.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
That he had to trade his clothes with one of the workers
just to get
and hide in the back of a car just to get out of the village alive.
Crazy.
Because of Billy,
ridiculous. It's just
crazy.
Madness.
And no one even spoke about that. Like, I really want to hear what Billy had to say.
Oh, if you watch the Hulu one.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's interviewed in the Hulu one.
What does he? How is he about it?
He's a bit.
I felt like he was so happy, but like you could see how much stress
he was under.
You know.
I feel sorry for him. Like I think if you started off small, like if you made a small festival and then slowly built up to, because then you'd have reputation.
Yeah.
Because like Wireless didn't just start like Wireless. I'm sure when they started off, they didn't start off booking the biggest acts.
Yeah.
They had to build themselves. They had to build themselves to now where it's a thing that everyone's looking forward to. People are buying tickets before they even know what acts are coming because they know Wireless is a reputable place. Like we'll buy our tickets regardless of whoever comes. It's just a vibe to go. So if you had started on a small scale, built up a little fan base, and then did it every year and progressively got bigger, it might have worked out. But he flew too close to the sun and then he fell.
Oh,
and now he's in prison.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing too, because really only got that far because it got so far that he couldn't cancel it because he had to pay back the investors.
But can we also he didn't actually go to prison because of FYRE Festival.
Oh my god, don't even talk to me about what he did after.
He went to prison because they were trying to defraud people with fake tickets. The shit you can't even get tickets for.
No, he was going to jail anyway. He was on bail. He was on bail.
Yeah.
It was on bail, yeah.
So but that's what the audacity of this caucasity is the fact that this guy the
audacity of this caucasity
is the fact that
Jesus.
Thought, I'm out. Back to the hustle.
Fam. Was it the Hulu one or the Netflix one where I was talking to the black guy and he said he looked man in the eye and said, I'm definitely not going to go to prison for this.
He said it was a Netflix one too. I'm definitely not going to jail.
This Caucasian brother.
But he didn't want to admit it. And I feel like if he had the right direction, like he could be doing some good things.
Exactly.
Because he got such good ideas.
Yeah.
If those tickets that he was selling were real, he would have made so much money.
So much.
Everybody would have gone to him.
He was selling tickets to shit you can't get tickets for.
Oh, I found it so funny. It's like how desperate do you have to be to just start making random shit up and emailing it to people?
He's a pathological liar.
Yeah, basically.
He's a pathological liar.
You know what?
But
he definitely made money off the documentaries as well.
Of course.
Definitely made money.
Well, the Hulu one,
I feel happy for him to make a little bit of money. At least he can.
Well, legally.
Well, I'm sorry. Listen, the way that the guy's going, like, it's not like I don't know what's going on up here.
Yeah.
Like, he could be so down in the dumps. Like, if he makes a little bit of money to make him feel a bit better, like he's already in prison for how long?
The last 10 minutes of the Netflix documentary is just basically all of them, like you guys, putting him on blast. Saying he's the worst guy ever. He's a liar.
Those two guys that he was working with were not having it at all. They were like, I told him. He didn't want to listen. It's just like, damn.
How can man say when it started raining, we all burst out into laughter, and I felt like there's some justice.
It's like
here.
they really wanted him to get down. Like, you deserve it. Wow.
I felt bad for them though, because I was thinking when I was watching
all that working, stressing, working non-stop, no sleep, and then the day thought, okay, this could possibly work out.
Just a little bit.
Rain.
And you know in them countries when it rains,
it rains. When it rains, it pours.
Monsoon.
Down. Shit ruined everything. And it turned into fucking carnage. People were stealing other people's tents. People were pissed. Did you see the Chinese guy? Said his friend was walking around pissing on nearby. That is mad. Like, look at what FYRE Festival drove people to.
Madness.
Actually, but just before we move on, like, I was heartbroken by the workers. Like,
that woman,
the caterer,
she burst into tears.
The worst thing is like I personally thought like she'd owe them a lot more money than like the 50,000 or whatever. If I say I'm not saying it's not a lot, but obviously it wasn't that much, and that's all she had, and she had to give them all away.
Like, that's $50,000, like American dollars. When you convert it to like their currency, it's probably quite a lot of money.
But after all the money that he's raking, I just felt like catering and stuff, like they would have more like, I don't know, like $500,000 or something. I thought like
fair enough. No, I think I see what you mean. Yeah.
But still though, still not cool.
I think people have raised money for her. Like they've raised like over like $250,000
for her. Oh, that's good then.
Which is good.
But it's the whole island. Basically, the island just got deserted.
Really and truly, there's people on the island who are still waiting to get paid.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's like a stupid amount of money.
And you know that guy, the one who said he was like the day. And when he was saying like he often feels like huge amounts of guilt because he knows what he's done. He just felt so bad because there's nothing that he can do. But at the same time, he still like made the situation happen.
But to be fair, in the same way that you know how we're talking about R. Kelly and people around him enabling him, they all enabled Billy.
Oh yeah.
I to an extent though, it's a different situation. Have fun.
But I feel like at some point someone should have said, "Listen, flat out, this is not going to work out. We don't have enough time, not enough money. The time scale is too short. If you don't stop this, I'm quitting. I'm gone." That's what I would have done.
But it goes to show you how if someone has a tiny bit of leverage over you, how much they can manipulate you. Especially when that's like essentially it was their job to be there.
Yeah.
And if you like get rid of your morals, whether or not it works out, you're still gonna get paid, and that's on him.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's kind of like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was manipulating them.
So
hearing about this stuff, just puts a fire in my belly. And you know who else had a fire in the belly?
Who?
Liam Neeson.
Oh, what's coming through? The segues.
The
segues are just a bit.
Yeah.
They're a bit lit.
I'm gonna have to go home and practice, man.
Yeah. So let's talk about Liam Neeson. If you want to catch some people.
Can I say something before we start talking about Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
First of all, cancel culture should be cancelled. Cancel culture should be cancelled. Second of all, context matters, people. Speaking to you and you, context matters. That's what I'm gonna. So, who wants to begin?
Well, you can
let's start with what happened.
So, in an interview to promote his new film, a film about revenge, by the way. Is it called Revenge?
I think it's called Cold Pursuit.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
But
standard Liam Neeson film.
Exactly.
I won't find you.
You have good study skills. But so it's a film about revenge, and the interviewer asked him about how he gets into character.
Go on.
And then he started to tell a story about how his friend was raped by a black man, violently raped, and how for a week after that, after finding out, he went out with a kosh, which is like a weapon, and was looking for any black person to start on him. Now, if you only hear that part, that small snippet, which is what everyone's heard, it sounds racist.
Sounds questionable.
Now, the reason why I say context matters is this happened 40 years ago.
How old is he?
60-something.
Oh, okay.
This happened 40 years ago in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows anything, I'm sure in Northern Ireland, racial tensions were very high. Yet alone, like, this is a white man, I'm sure, who barely at that time never interacted with black people. And only has what the media's perception of black people is to go by.
As well as his friends.
Yeah, and now your friends telling you I'm not first of all, I'm not defending what he said.
But you're just not gonna take it as and just
I'm not gonna say it's cancelled, he's racist. No, he's not. Like, because later on he even could say like I felt disgusted with myself. Like, this is not something. Like, he didn't like the fact that he felt that. Exactly, he wasn't proud of it. And the fact that he was willing, not for someone else to dig this up, and he brought it up to light. This is something from his part is bringing to light, to talk about, to realise that there's an issue behind it. Because he didn't say it for the sake of saying it. He said it to point out the fact of how wrong he was. And how much he's grown as a person. For us now to be like, okay, this is racist, you're cancelled, you're this. Isn't this what we want? For people to be outspoken about them being wrong, let's say in the past or now, and realizing what's wrong about them, making a change, making a decision to change that view they might have had, that aspect of them that needs to be changed. So why are we cancelling it? Like, this is what I hate about fake wokeness. Like, you're really woke to the wrong things.
Yeah.
This is not someone that is
a threat or doing anything that's damaging. He could have, but he didn't. And he's been open about his thoughts so that he can tell other people, share what he's been through, which is what everybody claims they want. But
everyone wants to claim they'd rather know someone, they'd rather someone be racist to their face than to keep that thought in mind. But now you're faced with someone who is hopefully sharing that a racist thought they had in the past. Now we're not trying to listen. Now we're cancelling it. Like, where's the conversation to be had?
I find it funny because if there was that person and you put all of their thoughts on blast, sure there'll be some questionable things in that as well.
Exactly.
So when you point your finger at someone else's voice, 3 dirty fingers pointing right back at you.
Yeah, like make sure your house is clean.
Never heard that in my life.
Like, don't
but
be
that's brilliant.
Yeah. Like people, like even me, as I'm saying this, I've probably said some stupid things, some racist things, done some stupid things in my past, and I've learned from that.
Yeah.
Like we all need to learn from our mistakes. We can't all be getting judged from the things we did when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like,
that's something I hate. You shouldn't judge young people, especially, but you shouldn't judge people on stuff that they have done if they can reflect on it and say that wasn't right. I shouldn't have done that. You can't, because how can anyone be a better person if they never had a bad place to start from? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but we do have to take the other side into account.
Yeah.
And I think the other side, it's a lot of things. It's not just about racism as well. It's also to do with the fact that something happened to his female friend, and he made it about himself. You know, like he took it upon himself to enforce justice or whatever. And also, I think it's also the fact that the first question he asked was, what race is he?
Yeah.
Instead of asking what he looked like or who was he, height or anything, he was looking for a culprit. And then it's not like he went around, like in any Liam Neeson film, interrogating black men, asking him, "Are you that guy? Are you that guy?" He was waiting for them to come to him.
Yeah, just
like, see, you match the description, and the description was what black person, so kill you, and that was the whole point.
The thing is that we also have to understand who he was at that time. I don't think it's the same person that thought like that.
No, yeah.
I'm sure if someone said that to him today, his reaction isn't going to be the same like it was back then. We have to acknowledge it. There must have been growth. And being, I mean, let's say I'm someone who's lived in
that time.
No, in a country where, or in a place or in a town where the only people I see around me are black people.
Yeah.
That is all I've known. And the only other representations I see are on TV. And we all know how misrepresented other races or the cultures are on TV. My only education is going to be from TV and what people around me tell me.
Yeah.
Until I venture out to the world, until I see the world, and now I am now open to other people and other ideals. And right, white people ain't that bad, because now I've met a white person who's treated me nice and who's welcomed me and who's talked to me. I'm never gonna have that. So from someone from Northern Ireland, until they meet people, who go against what they know, I can't. He's wrong for having those thoughts in the past.
Yeah,
I can't blame him for them though. I can't blame him
for it. Now for it.
Yeah, exactly. I can't fault him now for it though, because he's obviously learned.
Yeah.
Like he knew, like even when he was saying, it's like, oh God forbid I say this to a journalist, which he was saying, like he was being open about it. But like you have to somewhat praise him for being open, because I don't think if he hadn't said it, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Listen, I agree with you, but I think now obviously I have to think about the other side.
Yeah. I am.
And now I'm thinking now, But what if the only reason he even told it, because Lord knows Liam Neeson is not that kind of actor who actually puts effort in. Let's be honest.
Yes, he does though. He's a great actor.
There's no way that
he's a
he really was talking about his part.
No. He's now a typecast. Liam Neeson's a fucking great actor.
He's a typecast.
No, he's not.
But
we forget Schindler's List.
Are you sure, first of all, that he told it for that sake? Or he told it because he wanted to get out there before someone could dig it up?
Okay, can I point something out, right? The interviewer asked him a question.
Yeah.
How do you get into role? I do acting. I'm sure everyone has done acting, right? If you want to have revenge and you want to portray well on screen, you do have to dig up stuff from your past. There might be an ugly moment when you were so angry and you beat someone up, but you need to use that anger from that situation to be a good actor. He was asked about something and he was honest. He didn't go out and go, look guys, when I was 20 years old, I walked around like this, thinking this about black people. Someone asked him a question, so it was a reasonable answer to a question. So I don't think he was wrong.
But let me say this though. Did he have to say it? Why couldn't he come up with a lie and act out of it? Because one, it's not just him on the line, first of all. no one's gonna call him out because no one knows. So that's what I'm saying. What if his motivation was to use this opportunity to get it out before someone was to use it against him?
Who would know though?
Why would you use something so controversial during the time? I'm a filmmaker. What he did there basically also cost the
studio. I know
the studio and like the premieres and stuff like that. Like so many people.
As a human, you should understand other humans sharing their stories with you beyond, oh, the film's not going to do as well, this isn't going to happen as well. And if I asked you a question, you had a good answer for it, you're not going to like sit there and stumble on your words as you think of a lie.
Exactly.
Like, it's just not practical.
Well, I mean,
like,
the interview process,
the truth isn't pretty. The truth isn't pretty, and the fact that he's even saying the truth is the most important thing we need to look at. The fact that he's like, the people don't tell stories just for the sake of telling stories. They tell stories to show growth and for us to learn from them. Let's extrapolate and say this is just a story he's telling. Like you're meant to learn from it. Like you can't be driven by revenge, and that's the point he was trying to get at. You can't be driven by revenge. It just so happened to be have racist undertones, but like he's just trying to get.
There was no more perfect example of wanting revenge and then growing out of it than that, which was perfectly
for him
linked
in his own life.
Film.
And for the fact you're saying, what if someone? But who would have known about it? This is something he did by himself. Like he walked around the streets. The fact that he didn't actually get to anybody means no one knew about this. It was just a thought in his head.
No, he did tell people. He said that the way he got over it was by one, walking and talking to other people about it.
You know, he said he went to a priest.
A priest.
Yeah, but a priest or
priest can't.
Yeah, you can't tell.
See, but that means that he's clearly a good, responsible person who knows the right steps to take in that situation. He went to a priest, someone that you're meant to confide in confidentially to help you with those issues, and look where he is now.
Why did it take him now to do it?
Maybe it's never been brought up.
Yeah.
Well, who would it benefit anyway?
You don't just go
no, but that's
exactly. It's only got negative connotations.
No, we've given a negative connotation.
How?
If you take out anything else he said, but just focus on the fact he said, looking for a black bastard and I wanted to kill him. Yes, it has negative connotations. Yes, you could call it a racist. You could say he's racist, blah, blah, blah. But you bring everything else in the context of the conversation, the reasons why he said it, what he said afterwards, how he felt about himself, how he feels about himself now. There's no negative connotation there.
But who is it benefiting there? Because at the moment, it's only causing disruption.
It's not meant to benefit anybody.
It's only benefiting himself.
How is it?
Because it's only him getting it off his chest. How's it benefiting anyone else?
Because for the purpose of the interview.
But the interview didn't expect all that.
But you shouldn't ask a question if you don't expect an answer then.
Well,
I'm sure the interviewer was like, yes, like a good answer. Like if I was an interviewer,
you don't think there are any ulterior
no, I personally
especially
don't.
In this time now.
Because ulterior...
Let's talk about your side where you're saying it would benefit to teach people growth in that. Well, yeah, now would be a good time than ever. But, was everyone looking for Liam Neeson to have the answer? Is it even the answer?
But I don't understand what would he have gained?
We don't understand as a society that these conversations need to be had. Everybody that's racist, I'm just gonna elaborate.
Anyone comes from making one, they just don't know anything.
Exactly. So for us now to keep cancelling every single fucking racist, it doesn't get us anywhere.
Yeah.
You cancel every single racist, you're just that prejudice, ignorance is just still gonna be there.
You have to have a slight empathy to their situation.
And
you don't need to agree with them or even like them, but you have to understand. That's what most people have to do. If you don't like someone, just try and understand where they're coming from. And
educate them on why they are wrong. So with that, I'm gonna say Kanye West is no longer cancelled. I ain't gonna say shit about Kanye West anymore.
Why?
Because cancel culture is dead. Like it's such a.
You can't just do a complete 180 here now.
No, I am.
No, about Kanye.
Yeah, I'm.
What? Because you want to understand why he's
Rumors are that he's doing the whole MAGA thing as a
publicity
stunt.
Like,
I hope that's the truth.
But Kanye's explained his reasons, and his reasons are trash.
It was off his meds. It was
his reasons are he wants to be different and not put into a box, which is superficial. It shows no growth. it shows none of the qualities that the Liam Neeson stuff does. So I personally don't think Kanye West is cancelled because I still like him. I just don't like that part of him. So I do understand him, but I can't. Yeah, I don't.
I
agree
also
with
think
those
as well
reasons.
that brings another conversation. Where did you even separate the art from the artist? That's a different conversation to be had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then obviously there's obviously lines there.
We can talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Think of some good juicy examples. Let us know if you have any examples of separate the artist from the art.
Leave it in the comments or send me your opinion. So yeah.
And the reason why I don't want to cancel because like weeks ago
he just doesn't want to get rid of Kanye. Like, just admit it.
No. Months ago, I was very angry at Kanye. I was like, Kanye West is cancelled. This and that.
Damn.
So now I'm just doing a 180. Like, I'm done with the cancel culture. I'm done with cancelling. I'm done with cancelling people.
You've been open heart. Best way to be.
Because we need to educate. I've got food in my mouth.
And guys,
so,
what's 9 plus 10? What's 9 plus 10?
29.
21. Savage.
11 plus 10, G. You said 9. Am I wrong?
Wow, you're so wrong.
Wait, 9 plus 10, 19.
Oh.
The answer is obviously 21.
It's the G.
29. Well, you still said 29.
I wasn't.
Yeah, why did you say 29?
I thought you said 19.
Right, so you guys know, Alex, chocolate makes Alex a bit
mad.
Off.
Yeah,
a bit stupid.
But listen, since we're on the topic of
numbers,
at some point a black person being treated ill, being treated incorrectly, 21 Savage.
Okay.
Being
arrested by ICE.
By ICE. Immigration Custom Exchange, is it? Or
immigration something.
Enforcers, something like that. Anyway, the villains.
There's a lot of stuff.
They're just immigration.
Yeah, I just call them immigration. And they just have the little vans that you see on the road and you're like, ooh, not for me. But yeah, man. So 21 Savage got...
Turns out man's from Ends, innit?
Yeah, he's from London and that.
Man's from Newham and that, obviously.
Newham. Grew up in Glenham Gardens.
So give me a minute and find out what ICE is.
I think he was born in Lambeth, I think it was.
No, his dad was born in Lambeth. He was born in Newham.
He was born in Newham.
Yeah, that's what
US
birth certificate says.
US Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Oh, cool.
That's such a cool acronym.
ICE. Who do you work for? ICE.
Ooh.
Yo, that's cold.
That's cold.
That's cold.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "What's that?" And you say it, and they're like, "Oh fuck."
So let's. Do you know what's funny? Like they're really treating. This is gonna sound really bad, so just bear with me because it's gonna sound. They're treating 21 Savage like a Mexican. Because you'd expect this.
Donald Trump is in his little office going, beating his little chest. He's so angry.
Hands. Yeah. So like you would expect the way they're treating him, like he's not allowed on bail. He's on 24-hour lockdown. He's not allowed phone calls. Like you'd expect that of. Let's say a Mexican immigrant.
An actual immigrant.
Yeah.
No, God, he is an actual
He is
immigrant.
an actual immigrant. He's staying on an expired visa.
Yeah, he's an actual immigrant.
And it expired.
It's just, I personally don't think it because it's just too fishy. How do you go through the whole system and that?
No,
there's so much tea to drink with this, right?
So the way they're treating him, you'd think like he's a Mexican immigrant because you all know American and Mexico, like they have that sort of tense relationship.
Yeah.
Like the motherfucker wants to build a wall for God's sake.
Yeah.
But like he's really a British national. Like if we come to deep it, and America and England are meant to have this great relationship.
Yeah, they're meant to want us.
Exactly. So why are they treating him like shit?
On top of that,
this is so sus.
He brought over how much money to their country?
You know them taxes.
Yeah, and all of this time you've chosen to ignore it. Yeah? Why have you chosen to ignore it? I can't remember who it was, but they were saying, oh, so he's been arrested, he's been put in prison, he's been caught with a gun, all of this stuff, and you never noticed he was bloody British. Are you having a laugh?
That's so British.
No, but it's
Are
true.
you having a laugh?
You've got to be extra
get 21
British.
Savage back here now.
Yes, but how have you not noticed he's British? And like you just said, right, they're treating him like an immigrant that they do not want.
A beano.
Do you know why? But do you know why though? I feel like people think like government systems are so like well connected. They're really not. Like, and it takes. There's a lot of paperwork. bureaucracy is what fucks it up. They're not that well connected for there's an alert.
But how well connected do you have to be to notice that someone's visa expired 13 years ago?
Because it's a different system that deals with the visas that would deal with him being arrested.
No, I get that, but it's just like there's just standard things that are put in place. For example, driver's license. Mm-hmm. How are you getting a driver's license? Has he even got a passport?
I don't know. I can't.
If he doesn't have a passport, how are you getting a driver's license? You have to register with the government. Do you see what I'm saying?
But there's ways to do things illegally where you could get those things.
He's booking out shows. Where's your passport?
Listen.
Why are you looking into it?
Who the fuck
Why were they looking into like?
No, he did. They had his what's it called? They had his application on hold or some shit. So he was looking to naturalize because. For one, we can't even call him British anymore.
No, he's
not. Is it?
He's not. Because he's been there for like 15 years.
He's been there since he was 7.
Yeah. No, I get that, but
no, is it more than 15
I'm talking
years?
about like legally because he still was born here and he still would have been registered in this country.
As in the sense of like, for me, like if you've been there for double, triple your life, you can't claim anywhere else. That's where like you've grown up being American, living in Atlanta.
This is something. Sorry, that I had to touch on. A lot of people were getting at him and they were like, oh, he's not really American. Oh, he's not really this. Oh, he's British. We could tell from how he was acting in this video that he was British because he was trying to show us. Yeah. And you're thinking, if I moved somewhere when I was really young, right, and I've grown up there, I am from there. Everything I know is from there. There you go. You meet people every day that have come over from different countries when they were a lot younger, and you don't say to them, oh, actually, you're from here, or you don't think of them any less. So if you actually put into relatable terms of people that you know, it's a relatable situation.
I've lived, I came here when I was 7. I'm 23 now. Like, I can't relate. As much as I want to be able to relate to Nigeria, I can't relate. Because I've lived there for 7 years, and I've lived here for like, 15? Is my maths right?
I don't know. Yeah.
So like I've lived here for 15 years. Like I can't relate. I'm technically English. I would consider myself like one of the English people.
Yeah, but I wouldn't meet you and be like, do you know, like
you're Nigerian.
You're defo Nigerian. Like, where are you from? You're not from here. I wouldn't do that because it's just not.
Like, how can he even relate? What is he gonna relate to? Like,
when he comes back.
Yeah, if he comes back, or that people are saying that his whole persona is fake. Best believe, for me, I feel like you grow up, like you become yourself between like the ages of like 13 to like 17, 18, maybe 20. Between those ages, and that's where he's been. So the only identity he knows is what we see. And 21 Savage isn't like a fake persona. Like there's 21 and then there's Abraham. Like,
no.
21 Savage is what you get. Like he's
even turned so nice ever since he dated like Amber Rose and stuff. He's so much more like not woke. I don't want to use that word, but aware, socially aware.
He is. Like he said he sold all his chains, invested in property and business,
education.
Yeah, exactly. Like and he's doing so much for kids in Atlanta. Yeah, exactly. So why the fuck is he getting arrested now?
That's another thing. That's what they say, isn't it?
Conspiracy theory. I'm telling you.
And when you think about it,
it was motherfucking planned for them.
But is that too much? Is that going too far?
What to say it was all planned?
To say that the government would potentially want to remove someone that is going against them to that extent.
Maybe.
I personally, I don't know the American government personally, but I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Listen, it's the Trump era we live in. Nothing is too far-fetched. I don't care.
Mate, can we just speak about Trump really quickly?
Go on, what has he
Have you had the tweet that he put out?
On global warming?
Oh no, about...
Yeah, he's lost his mind. He believes...
He never had it.
Today, Elizabeth Warren, sometimes referred to by me as Pocahontas, joined the race for president. She will run as our first Native American presidential candidate, or has she decided that after 32 years, this is not playing so well anymore? Sometimes referred by me
as
Pocahontas.
Boy, we lost your damn mind.
Like, does he not know that? First of all, she's actually a real person. To be honest,
what?
Pocahontas.
stereotype.
I know.
Racist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine if Theresa May started referring to everyone by their stereotypical names. Yeah.
I don't know where it's from, actually.
Wasn't it Amir Khan? I'd like to address Amir Khan, our local corner shop.
What the hell is Amir Khan?
What's his name?
Sadiq Khan. Hey, no more chocolate for you, bros. You get
I'm lost. Sadiq, the mayor of London.
The thing is, you still get away with it, though.
Oh, yeah.
The way the world is, you get away with anything.
He is fucking president after saying he likes to grab women by the pussy.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
The country has done that, and women still voted for it. Actually, I can't say done out no more. No, I can say done out.
Why not?
I can say done out.
Technically cancel culture.
Yeah. No. It's not. Don't take done out away from me. Do not take done out away from me.
I might have to do it.
No, I don't take done out. The country's done out. Because I'm not cancelling them. I'm just saying that they're done out.
So they're done out, but not done out here.
No.
I can't. I literally just can't.
The country is done out. He is done out. He's been done out from the moment he said he was running for presidency. He was done out. Anyone that voted for him was done out.
I'm gonna be honest. Donald Trump's had a good run.
He has.
He's got to live his best life. I want to be president.
Before he was president, he was doing well for himself.
But he's doing even better now.
Even better.
Yeah.
He gets all the attention he's always craved.
Yeah.
I can't even get mad at him being president because he played his cards right. He fed off the underlying demon.
Underappreciated.
Bigotry.
He targeted the underappreciated, the white working class that felt. Oh shit!
Nice.
Damn.
Sorry, guys.
So we got scheduled. Yeah, we late.
Nah, it's because like sometimes when I have uni at 12.
Yeah.
Have uni at 12. When we have at 10 a.m. and we finish at 12.
Yeah. You fall asleep.
I go home.
Oh.
No, we finish at 11. I go home. Is it 11 we finish?
Finish at 11 and finish at 1.
Oh, you finish at 1. I finish at 12.
Oh, okay.
So I go home, and because I have work, I have to. I set an alarm for, so it wakes me up in case I fall asleep.
Man.
Because I ain't trying to be late for work.
Of course not. No, definitely not.
And I still managed to be late. I guess like that. But yeah, Trump is my superhero.
Okay, forget about it. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna ignore you for that.
Relax. There's a reason, because he said he was gonna do something and he did it.
Okay.
So did Hitler.
I just think.
Oh shit.
I just think maybe superhero is a little bit of an intense word.
I'm joking now.
No, you know what I can say.
He shows good qualities of drive and determination.
There we go.
I know. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Bad people can have good qualities.
It's like
Billy, come on. Yeah.
He showed good drive and determination as well.
Yeah, and he's a scumbag. So yeah,
Billy's Donald Trump. That's it.
I was literally thinking that.
Billy's Donald Trump.
2024.
Billy's Donald Trump. It is lost forgotten son.
Careful. I see it. They're both
somewhere.
The cheeks. You can tell by the cheeks. Yeah, big.
Wow.
I was gonna say.
And they're both like Eastern European women because Billy's girlfriend's Eastern European.
He has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even now in prison.
Thing.
Yeah, in the Hulu.
Alright, let me check out the Hulu
I'm
thing.
gonna check that.
Yeah. And Donald Trump is it Ivanka?
Yeah.
Does his girlfriend like him though? Because
I thought
Ivanka doesn't like Trump.
No, sorry, his wife is
Melania.
Oh yeah,
Ivanka's his daughter. So.
Yeah, but
he likes it as well. He said a few.
And that's suspect, fam.
A few sus things about
She's
his
a
daughter.
good-looking girl, you know. If she wasn't my daughter,
I would go there.
She won my daughter.
You're not meant to say that about your child, really and truly. Like he's really at some point he's looked at her. And it's not seen her as his daughter, but he's objectified her, seen her as a woman.
Yeah,
and
he went,
yeah.
Damn, I created some good kids.
Exactly. Oh, have you seen the rest of his kids?
No, I haven't.
They all look like him, and I feel sorry for them. Like they all ugly.
They can be different though. Okay, that was just mean. That was just so mean. It's not their fault. They're just ugly.
Yeah, they are.
Fuck.
Oh,
I can't really
Donald Trump's just tweeted.
Oh, what?
You have alerts for his tweets.
Yeah, I need to see.
This is excellent.
I have to see what outrageous shit he puts out.
Go on. What did he say?
We are fighting for all Americans, and
breaking.
It's not even interesting.
Breaking news.
Ah, forget about it. They're not breaking anyway. Listen, linking to the last episode.
Oh, thank you, El Paso, Texas. I love you.
Oh,
he's cute.
He's such a sweet.
What I find funny is.
Wait, sorry guys. No president ever worked harder than me. Brackets, cleaning up the mess I inherited.
What mess? What mess?
He's crazy.
What actual mess? What actual mess? No, I'm done up.
Surely the hardest working president has to be the first one.
It's so bad.
So I'm pretty sure logically it would be the first president, wouldn't it?
Do you know what's funny? He's only like, sorry. What about you? This is very rude. Sorry, guys. So far in his presidency, like, employment has gone up. And other stuff in terms to do with jobs and has gone up. What's funny is that he's claiming that all as like he's doing, when if you actually look at it, the facts, this was happening during Obama's era.
Yeah.
And it's because of Obama's work that he's able to claim that during his term as presidency, all of these things are going well for him, which is bullshit.
He's also discredited global warming, which may I add, guys, global warming is very bad.
Recycle.
Under President Trump, the United States has never been more united. Fair enough, they're all bigots, but united nonetheless.
It's true.
Yeah. I think they're more divided, to be honest.
I mean, obviously you get like the liberals and stuff, but I was thinking, when his presidency ends and some time goes, do you know what I've always worried? As an American, if you were an American, for example, nowadays you know who to avoid because they're wearing the hat. Mm-hmm. And after that, you don't know who to trust.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. They've got the flags on their front porches. All of that.
Oh, yeah. Them hillbilly tats.
Yeah, right there.
But I feel like Americans just generally like flags.
Oh, it's because they're very patriotic.
Yeah, it's so weird. It is so weird.
We got some of that here, though.
Not really.
Not
Millwall types. Fucking Millwall, get the England flag out. Yeah.
But that's different though. Americans are like patriotic to their country, to their president, to their NFL, to their NBA, like everything. We just like patriotic about like our football.
Like deep this, yeah. Baseball, they have the World Series. Did they even travel the world? Did they face any of the teams? Did they even face any of the teams outside of America? No. And it's called the World Series.
Because the rest of us are doing cricket. That's why. You've got time to play your games.
So Americans are really, they've been done out from time.
They're so up their own arsehole.
They're just a big self-sufficient country. It's quite cute.
They really
you just leave America to do what they got to do.
Yeah,
if mass media didn't report on it so much, everyone's lives would just be so undramaless. Mm-hmm. No one would have anything to talk about ever.
Exactly, because really, all the media we consume is American.
Yeah, we just talk about like Putin and stuff.
Yeah, Putin's like our Trump.
Being a reptilian.
Putin's actually like a decent president.
No, he's cool, man.
Apart from all the, fuck shit he does, like, the fuck shit he does.
Yeah, but once again, you've got to have empathy and understand where he's come from.
Yeah.
Man's an ex-KGB Asian. If you cross him, he'll send you to the gulag.
Listen,
it's over for you.
Man had a picture of himself topless on a horse.
Yeah.
How dirty can you get?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Well, I'm not like
Have you seen the Russian propaganda?
He's in shape. He's in fucking like.
Kim Jong-un used to do that as well. He used to have like mad propaganda.
Yeah, but like
as well.
What did they do with his body?
Yeah, Kim Jong-un.
I don't know. All I can think of is in Team America, the one by the South Park creators.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un. In the end, it's a cockroach inside a human.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do it.
Sure it's a mess.
I love it. That's his dad. They did his dad.
Wait, hold on. Kim Jong-il.
Yeah.
It's the dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so used to Kim Jong-un now.
In Team America, it was his dad.
Yeah.
Fam, excellent.
Well, at least we ain't got Kim Jong-un as the president of America. That would be a shit show.
North Korea is fucked. Like, we're living quite nice and humble here.
Do you know what's fucked up about the world though? Like, there are places where like the Western world, let's say, should really intervene, and yet they don't.
Yeah, because we've got allies.
And there's too much money.
No, but allies are important, but it does stop us from doing what we need to get done. But you have to think about it.
Things we don't want to do.
I don't even think it's that. I think what people fail to remember is wars cost a lot of money. And why would you go invading somewhere if there's not money to be made? If you know you're not going to recoup what you're putting in, why are you going to do anything? So the war in Iraq was, weapons of mass destruction. But we all know it was about oil.
Oil, yeah.
So that's why they went to war in Iraq. Because really and truly, there's loads of places we should really be going to war in to help the people. Because there's legit people suffering. Like, is it Colombia? No. Venezuela. It is going to shit there. Soon come civil war. Soon come civil war there.
You said it's going to shit like it's going to rain. I was like, what?
No, like it's going to like it's going to be a madness in Venezuela.
Well, like I say,
soon comes civil war. So why are we not going over to Venezuela to help out the people, to liberate the people?
Why are we not going to the concentration camps in China?
Well, exactly.
Colombia has been trying to send aid to what? This was.
Hey, hold tight, Escobar's people still.
Not good. Back it. Anyway, listen, yeah. So like they've been trying to send off trucks for like aid, like food and stuff like that. And rebellion of it blocked off the bridge. Man. But I think they fixed that now. But that's how it is, like because there's neighbouring countries around, they're all trying to back it, but Venezuela's like, no, this is our own internal beef, and we'll deal with this. Then we'll chat to you later.
Can I ask you, why did they not want Pablo Escobar to be associated with it?
Colombia.
Yeah. No, with the FYRE Festival.
No, because the owner of the island was trying to
regenerate the image.
Yeah.
They were trying to change the image, because
obviously Escobar's name.
Pablo Escobar's not a good guy.
Yeah.
He people are not proud.
We're not proud of him at all. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did because a lot of
he did
murder.
Yeah, but I felt like maybe how people like
he's not a folk hero anymore. I think at the beginning he was a folk hero because he was giving money to the people, but then when he started to murder like innocent people and shit, then it was just like,
fair enough.
And we're all paying for that now. Like,
really?
I saw someone Colombian. Oh, cocaina guy, yeah, you the guy, yeah. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
not the
that
coffee,
guy.
not the women, not the nice tropical
weather.
no,
Pablo,
cocaine.
I've got colonializing the whole world on my back, so
tune in
their
next
own.
time. And how the colonizers fucked up.
So next week we're going to be talking about
Tinder dates
and
all of that.
Can you separate art from the artist?
Yeah, we might as well.
So it's not really next week, it's actually this week.
Later this week. Yeah,
Sunday.
Yeah.
This episode's actually quite late.
Unfortunately.
It's like 2 days.
Yeah.
Nothing major.
Shout out to Emmanuel, sorry you couldn't make it. Hope you get better, buddy.
Is that work right now?
We'll bring you some lozenges.
Lozenges?
Yeah.
Cough drops. Anyway.
Lozenges.
Cough drops.
I thought you couldn't say lasagna.
Yeah, say
lasagna. We'll get some lasagna.
Where's my lasagna?
Oh, jeez. I'll bring lasagna for everyone.
Lasagna is actually elite.
So pang. I make really good lasagna as well.
I hate lasagna, but it takes a good lasagna to get you to eat it. Yeah, I know. You said that in the previous episode. Check it out. So,
macaroni cheese.
Overrated.
No.
Fucking hell.
No. Why are you giving away macaroni cheese at Big Easy? It's not an elite dish.
Get out,
anyway, listen.
Macaroni cheese is an elite side, not dish. I wouldn't eat it as just mac and cheese. Like that's dead. But it's a good side.
You know how I said cancel culture? You know how I said cancel culture is dead? Nah, I'm cancelling him. You're cancelled. Get the fuck out.
Alright,
get out of here.
My last episode, guys. Sorry.
Alright.
Oh, my heart's killing me.
Yeah, like fuck up. Imagine mac and cheese, the disrespect to mac and cheese. Back to what I said. Macaroni cheese, elite. Lasagna, elite.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese is elite as well. You
Jollof
can't go wrong.
rice.
Elite foods.
What's
special fried
rice.
I never had it. I'd love to.
We need to get you some.
Yeah.
Get me some.
Yes.
Special fried rice.
Curry goat,
elite.
Special fried rice?
Yeah, from Chinese.
I've got to do it Hong Kong style.
What's Hong Kong?
Hong Kong style.
I think it's a Hong Kong style.
Yeah, I was like, Hong Kong style?
What's that?
Oh, I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah. No, what are the elite foods?
Bread.
No, bread is like a really good, like, it's a
filler.
Yeah, but it's not elite.
This is one of the food, alright? I must point out there. I eat banana with rice.
Not plantain.
Sometimes. But I wouldn't do it both on the same dish.
My friend used to love banana and rice.
And
she eats banana.
So how do you do it? How do you cook it? Like, do you know
the banana?
You just slice banana.
That's it.
You're done out. When you could just fry plantain.
I don't know. Huh?
No,
I can have plantain as well, but I'm not saying I would have banana and plantain.
No, but rice. I'm saying forget banana.
Sometimes I got myself a plate of rice.
Yeah.
A plate of this is kind of like a stew thing.
Yeah.
Banana on the side.
Nah, mad. So white rice you're talking about here.
Of course.
Right. Okay, this is new. When you could just fry plantain.
That's effort.
Ah, okay. And
we've had our first ever walkout during the show as well.
No, but she's She's busy. She's talking to someone.
Listen, you might think we're unprofessional.
Guys, business never sleeps.
Yeah, you might think we're unprofessional.
Money's there to be made.
Let me be real with you guys. You might think we're unprofessional, but if anything, it's just that we're so comfortable with you guys and talking to you. We're all a big family here, yeah? Mm-hmm. All of that fucking weak, soft shit. So, yeah.
But it's another... Is this how we're ending it?
I want you to do a good outro. Yeah, like all of your connectors and that.
Well, guys, it's been great and all, but despite everything, we'll forever remain uncultured. Join us next week where we'll be talking about the Tinder dates and
just dating in general.
And dating in general. Dating
2019
and just playing an art from the artist. Maybe a little bit more freelance diggy stuff, you know? Whatever you want to do.
Just pause. Carry on. Carry on from where you left off.
So we're gonna have Supermo here in the hopefully the next episode.
Who knows?
So Supermo, if you're watching, sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Sponsor us, man. No one's out here promoting it like we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
sponsor us.
And Supermo is a lost art. It's a lost art.
Look at your face.
I'm gonna drink it next time just for you guys.
I'm gonna bring a crate in there.
Good.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike,
and share.
And share.
Share it.
We're trying to get views here and subscribe. You fuckers. Yes. Come on now, help us out.
Yes.
We're trying to make that YouTube monies.
Yeah, and you're telling
and pay these people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also free my family as well. So thank you.
Okay.
321.
On that note, we are going.
Yeah. See you later. Blackout is out. Over.
Why?